So this idea that we are limited beings that live in a large world full of meaning is often criticized as some sort of, hippie ideology. That's how we would like the world to be. But it is not based on hard-nosed scientific, reasoning and facts, like the mechanistic world of the view, the machine view of the world. But that is not true. Here, we want to argue that this machine view is also based on a number of assumptions that are philosophical in nature and not scientific. And also, these assumptions, they make sense, but they are not based on any sort of empirical evidence. In order to understand what these assumptions are, we have to look at the historical context in which they occurred. They are basically the philosophical baggage that the mechanistic worldview carries around. And they go way back 2,500 years, right to the beginning of Western philosophy and science. The first of these three, which we call the rucksack of the mechanicist, is the assumption that there are universal laws. And furthermore, that these laws are not just models or abstractions that we make up in our minds, but that they have some sort of existence beyond the messy existence of our real world, our experiences, the phenomena. This is crucial and culminates in this idea that Plato had of this realm of forms, of pure forms, that are somehow more real than the instantiations in the real world of something like a cat or a platonic solid. The second piece of luggage, the suitcase we call it, is Aristotle's prohibition of circular causation. Nothing can just cause itself. It comes out of Aristotle's view of causation as a kind of explanation. You cannot explain something by just saying it is because it is. That makes sense, but it got carried over into Newton's more physical approach to causality. So nothing can actually cause itself. Only be caused by itself. But this prohibition, it's convenient, is not based on any evidence. Although it is, true, we should not explain things tautologically, it is not clear whether circular causation actually occurs in the real world. And the last piece of luggage, we call it the duffel bag, is Newton's separation of laws of motion and the actual state of the world. It comes right out of this idea that there are universal laws in the first place. And it means that you can make general predictions. You can study systems out of context. You can predict the motion not just of the Earth around the sun, but of any planet around any kind of star. It's a very powerful tool, but at the same time, there's no guarantee that in the real world, the laws that govern the motion, the change of the world, are truly independent of the state. We'll revisit all these pieces of luggage, philosophical luggage, in later chapters. But for now, before we go there, we will go on to examine how this legacy, this mechanistic luggage, lives on in our contemporary science.